Hey you guys, it's me, Kim. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. I'm here today with another video for you guys. The setup is a little bit different. To kind of make sure that you guys can't see the top of like my little backdrop thing, I have my camera scoot up a little bit closer. So hey y'all, it's your girl, front and center. Yeah, you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're back and you're watching this, hey, and thanks for coming back. It's nice seeing you again. And today I decided to just kind of sit down with you guys, because in the last video I did swatches, right? I just kind of showed you the packaging, swatches, and the layout of everything, just like first impressions, unboxing. So this video I figured that I would kind of actually play with the eyeshadow, actually apply it, and just kind of show you guys how they perform, like the blending and like the pigmentation and stuff like that. So yeah, it's nice seeing you back, and hopefully you enjoy this video. Okay, so I don't have my eyebrows filled in yet, so I am going to go ahead and start filling in my eyebrows. So I'm gonna have to open a new one. So for concealer, I think I'm gonna use Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I'm gonna go in with the shade Sand, which is shade 20. You guys remember I purchased a rose quartz brush set. This is the flat brush here. It is number 9, and use that for my concealer. I did purchase a newer sponge that I kind of haven't used. I want to use something exciting. It's the Real Techniques, like half and half. It's like half a foundation sponge and half contour sponge or highlight sponge. I don't remember, but it was like one side is for this, one side is for the other one. This is the Real Techniques sponge, and I'm just gonna use the pointed side here to kind of blend out the concealer. If you've seen the video where I unboxed my purchases from Cosmetics, you know that this palette was a little bit underwhelmed just because of the layout. And if you've seen the video, I explained in detail like what it was about it that it was turning me off. But basically what I said is that the layout of the palette was kind of turning me off because the pan sizes were like super small and these are like big, like, you know what I mean? Some of the shades look alike. These two yellows here look alike. These two pinks down here look alike. These blues right here look alike, and when I swatched them, they did look pretty darn similar. And on top of that, I paid the most money for this palette out of everything that I purchased on BH. And right now I'm in between, and I feel like I really need to narrow my answer to a yes or no and get out of that in-between space. So with that being said, we're gonna play with this palette today. Right off the bat, they don't really have transition shades in here. Now what I don't know is what shade I want to dive into. I feel like I want to dive into some of the pink shades. I have a Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush, two set that I bought at Target. These are new brushes that I just got also, and I'm gonna use this one here. I did use this the other day. I'm gonna go in with this really light pale pink, and I'm putting that like everywhere. Okay, I think we got a good base color. The only thing that they are missing from the palette is a red. I don't see a red in this palette. And that's okay, but I'm just saying it's not in here if you need red eyeshadow. Okay, now I'm going to go in with this like orange cream eyeshadow, and it's like a creamsicle color. I pick up that orange creamsicle shade with my number 5 from the Rose Quartz brush set, and I'll focus this color in my crease. I'm gonna take my Real Techniques deluxe blending brush and kind of buff out the edges of that creamsicle shade that I'm using. Kind of blend it into that pale pink shade. So while I was at my boyfriend's house, we've been kind of watching this show on Hulu, and it's called 60 Days In. It's almost like another version of a show called Scared Straight or something like that. The show 60 Days In, basically people are volunteering to go to jail for 2 months to experience what it's like to be in jail and to be able to help improve the system. You know what I mean? Like from an outside perspective, what they think they need to work on or improve in jail, or the rules and policies and whatnot. And that's what we've been watching. But apparently that this show was on A&E, so it used to be on cable, or maybe it still is on cable, I don't know. We like to watch stuff, you know what I mean? Okay, I really think I blended that really good. Next to it is like a burnt orange shade. Yeah, I'm gonna go in with that orange shade. It's from the other brush set, the basic gold and black. This is the number 118. I'm gonna use this one here to pack it in my crease to kind of start it off. Usually I'll start in the middle of my crease and kind of like pack it right there, and then I'll kind of start to move my brush back and forth. Like that. The number 5 brush. So one of my lights kind of fell onto my Take Me Back to Brazil palette, and it totally crushed up one of my green eyeshadows. So with the highlighter palette, pick up Allure from my little highlight palette that I purchased, and I'm gonna highlight my inner corners. I'm actually even kind of taking it up like right here. You guys, I really like this shade on top of the like on top of the eyeshadows. I'm applying the highlighter on the inner half of my eyelid. Number 9 brush from the Rose Quartz collection. Pick up the same shade from the highlighter palette from BH. It's called Allure. It's a really nice highlighter shade. Picked up the Allure shade, and I'm going to highlight right under my arch and only in that area. You guys know my foundation is my ColourPop No Filter foundation. This one is the 116, and for under the eyes I'm gonna use, it's like a bullet, this is gonna be for concealer. For concealer, I'm going to use Morphe Fluidity Concealer in the shade 1.55. Clean up the edges and like work it under the eyes. And then if I really need it to blend out further, I'll go back in with the foundation brush. Set it with my Laura Mercier in translucent with a sponge, because that was something I was missing out on. So I'm gonna take the same sponge that I used but on the flatter side, pick up that translucent powder and set the under eye. The rest of the face I'm setting with my Urban Decay Naked Skin Ultra Definition Loose Finishing Powder. It looks like that. This is in the shade Light Medium. Shade in Light Contour. I don't really use this. I'm gonna use it today. I only use it like once or twice. For bronzer, I've been using the Wet n Wild one. It's called What Shady Beaches. Set my face with this. This is Wet n Wild. It was $3.99 at Target. The mister, it comes at you like a blast, but the mist is really fine, so it's actually really good. It's like a lot, but it's not a lot, but it's really good. I like the way that it's sprayed. Now for highlighter, I'm going to be using a brush that came free in my BH order. Same shade that I used to highlight the brow bone in my inner corner. That same shade, Allure. That's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use one side with the BH brush. The other side, I'm gonna use my regular highlighting brush to see if it's like if it's better or worse or the same. I'm using the Maybelline Total Temptation. For a lip liner, I'm using the Wet n Wild gel lip liner in the shade Lay Down the Mauves. It looks like this. It really does help to go in with the lip brush. So yeah, I was really trying to do a like spring makeup. I hope you guys like it. Now let me get into the eyeshadows. So the Take Me Back to Brazil palette, let me take it out. This here, aside from the layout and the two like highlighters or whatever these are down here, first of all, I don't, straight up, these right here are no, I don't like those. But I do like the eyeshadow palette, even though the layout is kind of like weird to me and kind of questionable. I can get past that as long as the quality of the eyeshadows, as far as the pigmentation and the blendability, are good. So yeah, I do like the Take Me Back to Brazil palette. I just really had to dip into the eyeshadows to really figure out, like, and if you're on a budget, this is a really good choice. The next thing was the highlighter palette. I do like the highlighters. They're not like a chunky glitter type of highlight. I would definitely use this palette again as highlighter. Definitely any of these 3 palettes from BH Cosmetics is definitely worth the money. Like I said, the highlighters are not a chunky glitter. As long as it's not a chunky glitter type of highlight, then I'll absolutely use it again and actually really like it. It does have shine, there is glow, it is a highlighter, so that's great. And this was like $9. But taking back to Brazil palette, the layout was kind of funky, but overall I do like the palette, so I would definitely purchase it for $15. It is worth it. And same goes for the Modern Mattes. Even though I didn't use this palette in this video, I would still purchase this palette. I would still recommend this palette to you guys and the others here. So if you like makeup and you're on a budget, BH Cosmetics is an option for you to go ahead and get your makeup brushes and your eyeshadows and highlighters. And I really did enjoy the brushes that I purchased. The only brushes that I did not enjoy, and I even said it in my other video that I was kind of like not sure about, were these 2 here. This is the one that's cut straight across. The other one is the 121, and it is cut at a slant, but you can barely tell. So it's almost the same brush in the same set. And I think that was kind of a ripoff. I feel like they didn't take the time to come up with a better brush to include in the set. So they just kind of put 2 of the same brushes in the set and gave one of the brushes just the tiniest bit of a slant. But you can't even really notice it, and it's not tapered. It's like not a good blending brush. I feel like if it was tapered a little bit around the end, it would be a really good blending brush that I could use, like these here, where they're more rounded and tapered. You know what I mean? Even this one is rounded and tapered. I feel like if these were rounded and tapered out, then I would be happy with them, but they're not, and it just got like a really unusual and not a practical cut pattern to them that I wouldn't use for eyeshadow. So with that being said, all the other brushes I really did enjoy, and they are very soft. None of the brushes felt scratchy on my eyelid, or I didn't feel like they weren't blending anything out. They did blend all the eyeshadows real good, and they didn't scratch on my eyes or nothing like that. And I do have sensitive eyes, I have sensitive skin, I have eczema, so I have like skin sensitivities. Hopefully you guys like this. If you do, thumbs up this video, okay, so that I know you liked what I did here today. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new to my channel and this is the first video that you're watching on my channel, welcome to my channel. My name's Kimberly. It's nice to meet you. Thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see everybody on the next one.